The 2023 UCI Cycling World Championships was the biggest tipping point in my life. And I think that is because it kind of came out of nowhere, but sort of naturally developed from working at the Mountain Bike World Champs the year prior. But it was actually through a friend of mine, Lauren, who's also a female sports presenter, that she put me forward for it too. So that was great, and it came with the credibility of I've got some experience, so I was entrusted to do it. To spend 2 weeks in Glasgow for the first time ever, the biggest cycling event in history. Like, I don't have a cycling background, but fortunate enough to grow up learning how to ride a bike and have an infinite interest and passion for sport. It was just so iconic, and it brought how many different athletes from all different countries from around the world into one place. I know you already know this because you were there yourself. I mean, it brought us together.
Yeah.
The connections that event actually created blew my mind, and I think it came at the perfect time for me when I had been doing not a lot of presenting, a lot of casting, which I love, a lot of producing in brand entertainment, docs, etc. But it was like, throw yourself into something, embrace it, learn it, live it, breathe it, and it could literally just change your world. And it was. I think I had been a little bit concerned that these hyper cool athletes were just going to be like, who the hell is this woman on the microphone trying to do crowd engagement, getting kids involved, basically the role being make anybody that attends be interested in what was going on. And I think that's my personal USP of being able to bridge new audiences to new sports to them. And because I think that is just how I live my life. I don't think you have to have one interest, one sport. You can be part of every subculture if you possibly can and learn, etc. But then to be able to be welcomed was such a huge honour. And from either just speaking to yourself or speaking with the officials, all the volunteers, the people that helped make the UCI come through, being with Catfish, so high, the most iconic BMX MC in the universe. So obviously a lot of my research was getting to know who all these characters were, etc. And I was oh my God, starstruck. And I was like, hey Catfish, put on the coolest nails. And working with him on camera, we never really ever prepped. There was never ever pre-chat. There was a little bit of stuff that went into it, but everything just happened so naturally and magically on camera. And it was so inspiring, empowering, having him just bounce off one another and just seeing how our worlds can exist together. And what I've really enjoyed about him since is his passion for encouraging others in the sport to just get up and if there's someone new at the skate park, go and speak to them. Yeah. Because one of my biggest memories growing up in Portsmouth was I was a mini Avril Lavigne. I wanted to skate, I wanted to be a rock chick, and I used to have this stunning Pepsi deck skateboard, but I was the only one out of my friends that wanted to get into skating. Did you ever watch the programme Tucker on Nickelodeon? No. Oh my God, I fancied Tucker so much. He's a skater dude. And it literally was a case of, this is really cool, I really fancy boys that skate. I just want to learn how to do stuff. I rocked up, I think I must have been around the age of 10, rocked up to Southsea Skate Park with my parents with the intention to go in, and I went in and I was like, oh, I can't do this. I froze. Yeah. It's I fancy all the guys, and I don't know how. What is the vocabulary you use to communicate? Hey guys, my name's Lucy. Can you show me what to do? Sure as hell I know that now. Yeah. But at the time I didn't, so I restricted myself. Never learned any tricks, but I would just cruise on this deck. And there was one day, there was a group of other skateboarders that were a lot older, and I remember them being like, oh, check out that girl's deck. And I was like, that one little compliment makes you feel so incredible. But anyway, the UCI Cycling World Champs, leading everything back together, tying it with a bow, I was like, I need to get into this. Yeah. Watching Charlotte Worthington and the fact that I'd been so lucky to witness her gold victory in Tokyo, I was like, this is amazing. And I want there to be more people being able to go on the journey to understand what that feels like, because I think her experience, I'd love to basically speak to her more about this, but being Charlotte Worthington, Olympic gold medaler, and then obviously thrusted into the limelight, not necessarily something that anybody dreams of or actually wants for their lives, but it just comes with the success when you're successful. And so there's something there which I think that needs to be really worked on, and our industry can really help a lot of young people with guiding them in those senses to anticipate what's to come. So it's on the back of my mind, and I'm thinking, just worked at this incredible event covering BMX and also trials biking, and I was like, I want to get involved. I need to get involved with both of these sports somehow. So I basically left Scotland, went to the Hastings Battle of Hastings at Source BMX. I was going to re-say that. So I left Glasgow, and then a month later went to Battle of Hastings, Source BMX. So I left. So I left Glasgow and ended up in Hastings for the Battle of Hastings at Source BMX Park, and blown away. Again, although there weren't any female athletes that were part of the competition, I was blown away, and I left the park with my BMX, Baby Blu, and I walked out of Source Park, and this guy said to me, "Oh, cool, can I take a picture?" And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And my friend Ryan goes, "You know, he owns Colt, the bike that you just bought." And I was like, oh my God, no way. So I ended up meeting, and we had a chat, and it was so funny. And lo and behold, wherever I travel around the country now, Baby Blu, my BMX, comes with me. And we've got a long way to go, but I have had so much joy with this bike in my life. And yeah, as I said, there's a lot to be done, but it's opened up my world to endless possibilities of finishing business, of when I was younger. Child Lucy is like, yes, we're back in skate parks, we're seeing the country in a different light, we're able to use it as a way to also connect. I think my maternal side is coming out as I've got older, and meeting younger female athletes like Alex and Aubrey, who are like 9 and 12, 13, Evie in Manchester, they're unbelievable. But then again, I also wonder, like, how do they feel being so young and female with no one else around them necessarily like them in the skate parks, etc. And I think I went up to Darlington and met Alex, and she was the first. She's 9 years old. 9 years old. She's the first person to teach me how to ride on ramps.
Oh, bless her.
And I was watching her, observing her, and she looks around when the guys are whizzing around. And I said, "What's going through your mind right now?" And she goes, "How I can improve." And I thought, I love that so much. I would have been thinking, I fancy him. Oh no, I'm not good enough. I'm really self-conscious. Oh my God, what if I look stupid? And she's like, how can I improve? And then she just tears it up, going up and down the ramps, doing everything, often better than what the guys are doing. And I just think, you are like my idol. As a 9-year-old, I'm my idol. So I think in my lack of having my own children, but also feeling that emotional investment to help encourage younger athletes, the more that I can do to like go around and meet and just talk, if that can help anybody, if at all, it might not, it might be a hindrance getting in the way of their runs. But if it can, then that is me golden, happy at the end of the week.
Yeah. I think it's amazing that you got a bike. It's so cool.
I want you to come ride with me.
I'm so scared.
So Adam came, but basically I was working in Manchester for I worked on a CrossFit event in Durham. Took my bike.
On the train all the way up to Durham?
In my car, luckily. And then saw Alex, went to Darlington.
Yeah.
And all of this stuff is like on the fly, like, I'm going to be here, can I come and like ride with you? Then went to Manchester to do England netball, which was amazing. And then one night I literally just text Adam, the geographer, cheeky monkey. And I said, how do you feel about coming to Manchester tomorrow? Pay for all expenses, obviously, and obviously pay for the project fee. And thanks for the invoice, I'll pay you at the end of the month. And we just full sent, went with actually no real plan in place, but know what the intention would be.
Yeah.
And the beauty of it is that it shows access to these incredible skate parks, BMX parks, etc. The people that are so encouraging and they want you to be there, and you never know who you're going to meet. Like Evie Richards was there, amazing. She's a national champion for her age group, fantastic. And then who else is there? Luckily, a guy called Dom, who's one of the Colt crew riders, he was like, yeah, I'm not going on camera, I'm not speaking, but I'll show you a few things. And I ended up having like the whole day
Amazing.
with him, building my confidence. And it just shows if you have a little bit of confidence to be able to know what you want or ask, and people are around you are encouraging and willing to engage, then who knows, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, you never know unless you don't ask. And the worst they'll say is no.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that's something I've learned. It's been like, just ask. And then if they say no, it's not personal to you.
No.
Like, but if they say yes, amazing, then that opens so many doors. But no,
and then too many doors, and then you're like, ah!
Yeah. It sounds like you wear a lot of hats, to be fair, in your job and just life in general. But it's amazing.
Yeah, it might be a bit too chaotic or like crazy, but I just think that's just Lucy Mills, and invest in so many interests. And again, I think that is, you know, I don't want to be just like having one hobby and one interest. I think that can be really restricting.
Yeah.
Unless you are like full send working on like being the very best at one thing.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that this enriches my capability to be able to engage with a variety of sports with the focus on being an enabler to encourage others to do the same thing.
Yeah.
But if one sport wanted to come along and offer me a fortune, then maybe I'd have to stick with that. But I think that being said, it's about being honest too. It's about like what your life enables you to do. Like I'm lucky that I still do casting and producing, which is great, and financially that's really important, especially when you live in London, to be able to survive. And then I'm able to then really focus on what it is that I want to do and hopefully build something bigger and greater out of that.
Yeah. Sounds awesome. I love it.
Thank you. You're awesome.
I'm just going to check this is still recording.